Welcome, everybody, to Ridiculously Raw, the most must-see show on YouTube and StreamYard.com today. I am your ridiculously over good brother, Anthony Florio, joined as always by good old MF Michael Fletcher. We are awaiting the presence of the phenom Michael Bullock and or the Twisted Angel D.D. Woodson. I sent them invites. If one or both of them should come in, we will catch them up on what they missed. If not, then we hope to have them come Wednesday night for Wednesday Night Mayhem. But for right now, Monday Night Raw live this evening from the Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C., the home of the NHL's Washington Capitals and the NBA's Washington Wizards. And, all right, not the best show, but there were some moments, a couple of newsworthy moments here and there. But nonetheless, let's start it off. And of course, how do we start Monday Night Raw off? Well, the only way they know how. An in-ring segment. It was the Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch, and she cut a very fiery, scathing promo on her WrestleMania opponent, Shayna Baszler. Well done. Finally, Becky Lynch has a program that she can sink her teeth into. And I think here she delivered her best promo in weeks. Forget the over-the-top aspects we've seen lately. Becky Lynch delivering a straightforward pro wrestling promo is the man at her best. So I liked it. It came out very well done. I don't know if I can give it segment of the night honors because I think there was another segment that I thought was a little bit better. Maybe a couple here and there, but this one I felt was a solid way to start off this edition of Monday Night Raw this evening. So nothing really more to say. Good old MF Michael Fletcher, come on in. Let's get your thoughts on this. Becky Lynch, Raw Women's Champion, cutting a very fiery promo on her WrestleMania opponent, Shayna Baszler.
Yeah, she did. It was well done. I thought it was really good. I enjoyed it. And you know what? It brought a good intensity. That's something that we need heading into WrestleMania. You know, an intensity, something that's going to make us say, all right, we're invested in this fight. We're interested, and we can't wait to see it. And I really think they did a really good job with it. I think it was nicely done, and I really got nothing else to add there, Anthony. So yeah, it's all yours, my friend.
All right, let's start off the matches of the night, and we started off with our first match of the night. Rey Mysterio squaring off against Angel Garza with the sexy Zelina Vega by Garza's side as usual. Winner of the match in an even 9 minutes, Rey Mysterio, 619, dropping the dime. And MF, if looks could kill on Zelina Vega, oh boy, was she very upset after this match.
She was not happy, and I don't blame her. This was a good performance. This was a good match. I actually was watching this with a couple of the guys on my Discord chat tonight, and we were kind of all in agreement. 2.5 to 2.75 of a star was the rating we were giving the match. We thought it was a solid fight, a good match. I don't think we can go any more higher than that. So I gave this about 2.5, 2.75. So more on the 2.75 than anything else. I thought it was a good, solid TV quality match. So Anthony, it's yours.
I'm actually gonna pull the trigger and I'm gonna give it the solid 3. As I felt this was a 3-star match. It was an enjoyable opening match, and Rey Mysterio is having one hell of a run. I mean, I was skeptical when he came back because he's had so many injuries over the years, but he's doing really well. He's doing fantastic right now. Maybe Heyman has had a lot to do with the way the company has been better about treating Mysterio as the true legend and future Hall of Famer that he is. So yeah. Good stuff there. So that was a very good match. Definitely one of the top matches of the night, no doubt about it. That was 3 stars. So let's let's move on now. Now they showed the something from last week's NXT. As you know, they showed the NXT Women's Champion Rhea Ripley at the site of WrestleMania 36, Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida. I mean, I'm still getting goosebumps just thinking about how that's ultimately going to look in 27 days. But nonetheless, you know, they did this wonderful video. I mean, the footage has aired on television previously, and it was well worth repeating. Ripley came off very well, and the Raw audience needs to get to know her personality. And then from there, it brought out Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley's opponent. And just like Becky Lynch did on Shayna Baszler, Charlotte Flair cuts a scathing promo. But wait, Rhea Ripley was in the house. Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair, they had a very interesting verbal exchange. Another solid segment here. I mean, though I really would like to see Charlotte be more of that queen, biatchy heel to help make Rhea Ripley. She's playing the role of a cocky and arrogant star, but she's not going after the fans or doing much to get the fans to dislike her, to boo her. So all I know is queen heel Charlotte Flair is the best Charlotte Flair. And if we can get we still got time to build this thing up, but maybe starting next week or something like that, maybe we can slowly but surely get that queen heel Flair in there. You get that queen heel Flair against that anti-hero that is Rhea Ripley. We got a recipe for a show stealer at Mania. So that's my only little nitpick. But other than that, I thought the segment came off very solid as well. So nothing more to say. So MF, do you agree with my sentiments on that?
I mean, yes, in one sense, I would say that, and I do believe that it would be great to do that. The other thing I would say, though, is maybe you don't necessarily need her to be, queen, because I kind of feel like the international crowd at WrestleMania is gonna side with Rhea Ripley. So I don't think you really need to do much. Maybe for the fans here in the States, yes, you're gonna have to do it. But once you bring all those fans from the international, barring this, hopefully this coronavirus thing does not affect and hopefully doesn't prevent the Euros and all these other people from that comes from outside of the United States, because if they can't come to WrestleMania,
that'll hurt it.
That is gonna hurt the show so bad.
Oh, yeah.
That could jeopardize WrestleMania as we know it.
And don't forget Raw the night after.
Oh yeah, because those are the shows we want. Those are the shows we need the Euros to show up. Absolutely. We need the international, because that's what makes those shows so awesome. And don't get me wrong, I mean, back in the day, WrestleMania was more, it was definitely more about, it was more of a regular crowd. It was never really international. It wasn't until, I want to say about right around 18 was the first time where we kind of had the international flavor, where it went a little different, like the crowd of WrestleMania. I mean,
especially during the Rock and Hogan match.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So you could tell 18, 19, and then especially 2021, you could tell the internationals were starting to flood more of the WrestleMania
22
landscape. 22. Great prime example of it.
2 matches that stand out. Mickie James and Trish Stratus and John Cena and Triple H especially.
Exactly. Without a doubt. No doubt. Total agreement. So, I mean, it really depends on how the crowd's going to feel in the whole 9 yards. I know there's certain areas where you kind of get a little worrisome, but like I said, as long as this coronavirus thing that's been going on, you've heard it in the news, you know it's not just affecting the United States. It's affecting the world. There's a lot of sporting events that's been canceled. There's a lot of activities that normally they do that they don't do now. So, I mean, hopefully it will not affect going into WrestleMania. Right now, WrestleMania is supposed to happen. But if they can't get the fans, especially the internationals, to come to the United States to be a part of WrestleMania, we got ourselves a problem. And so that's where, if the internationals make it, then I obviously work the storyline, do what you got to do, and everything will be fine. If it doesn't, they're really going to have to Major League have to work on Charlotte's character to really make her like the heel. I think they just want her to go in. She's arrogant. She's got the feel. It's Flair. You know she's not worried about anything. She wants to win. And she feels that Rhea Ripley is a one-trick pony. She feels that, like, Rhea Ripley right now is that, all right, she's the flavor of the month. She's the hottest thing right now. But at WrestleMania, she'll turn into a flash in the pan. She won't be that great. She won't be incredible. She won't be this. That we're still living in the Queen's world, and we're just going to have to deal with it. That's what she's trying to come off at. I don't think you need to push it yet. Obviously, where her getting knocked down, consequently, and I'll even say this literally, getting knocked off the throne tonight, knocked off her perch, that you saw the look on Charlotte's face like, okay, you did that to me? All right. You saw the embarrassment on her face. She never had that happen before to her. So, obviously, now you can play the level, and now you can start saying, okay, game on. Now we're going to see a lot of chaos. So, no. Anthony, you make some valid points, but I really think right now, you don't need to push it. Not yet.
Fair enough. So, let's continue on here. And, of course, I know you're all waiting for the cutouts. You don't have to wait any longer. We got cutouts here. So yeah. Bobby Lashley squashing Zack Ryder, 1 minute and 20 seconds. Yeah, okay. Interesting backstage segment. Aleister Black gets interrupted by Rollins and Murphy, and Rollins was trying to recruit Aleister Black into his discipleship. Yeah, that wouldn't happen. And it leads into a match, and we'll get into that in a little bit. Aleister Black versus Seth Rollins, first ever meeting. 2 former NXT champions there. And then we had Drew McIntyre. And he actually squashes Eric Rowan. How many can say they did that? But Drew McIntyre made quick work of Eric Rowan. He beats him in 2 minutes and 20 seconds. And then from there, the women's tag team champions, the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane. And yes, Asuka did my favorite, which has become one of my favorite things of Raw over the last several weeks, when she gets angry and goes off in Japanese. I mean, it is so damn entertaining. I love it. You guys know how much I've been loving that and digging that over the last several weeks and months. Tonight was no exception. And Kairi Sane is like that cute little sister, you know? I mean, she is just so adorable. And that's all I can say on that. So
easy now. She is married. She's married now.
I know. I'm just making a point.
I know. I'm just trying to let you know.
I already know. I read the dirt sheet. Anyways, it led into a match. We had the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi, squaring off against, oh boy, a randomly thrown together tag team if there ever was one. Natalya and Liv Morgan. Okay. Kabuki Warriors win the match, 10 minutes and 55 seconds. MF, do you want to get into this or do you want to move on?
You know what? I'll go briefly about it. There was like two different angles going on right now. One, they were definitely trying to make the Kabuki Warriors look strong as tag champions, even though I don't believe the titles were on the line.
They weren't.
But there's also the simmering tension of the once called Riot Squad. You could tell it's definitely breaking down. And this part is very interesting to me because I believe this really could open the door for a possible match at WrestleMania. And I do believe we might have the true implosion of the Riot Squad at Mania. Sarah Logan versus Ruby Riott versus Liv Morgan. Now, that would be interesting, to say the very least. What happens with the Kabuki Warriors, now that's a whole different other story. Because there hasn't been any mention of a women's tag team title fight yet. We do know that there was talk of one, but who would the Kabuki Warriors fight at Mania? There's really nobody right now, unless the Iconics come back, and maybe
I have something about that. I'm going to share that in just a minute, but go on.
All right. But at the end of the day, it was a good match. It was solid, but there was so many intermovable parts in this match that it kind of took away from the actual tag team fight. Especially with Ruby and Sarah being out there. You saw Liv, after she got the tag, she instantly went up top and then took out her former brethrens in the Riot Squad, and it literally took her out of the fight. So, I mean, I don't know. Anthony, it's yours.
Did you give a rating?
No rating for this.
No rating, yeah. It wasn't a title match, but at least we finally got to see the tag champions work a televised tag team match. And it was also good to see that the Riot Squad storyline did not end in forgettable fashion at the Elimination Chamber when the trio never actually ended up in the ring all at the same time. Now, MF, you're wondering what is the plan for the Kabuki Warriors and the Women's Tag Team Championship at WrestleMania? Well, I have been reading dirt sheets. We all read dirt sheets. We read them every day. And I came across a very interesting one. There is talks of a possible triple threat match at WrestleMania with Asuka and Kairi Sane defending the women's tag team titles against Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross from Friday Night SmackDown and the reuniting Divas of Doom, Natalya and the Glamazon Hall of Famer Beth Phoenix. What do you think of that, MF?
That would be interesting, yeah.
So, you were wondering? There you go. So, take that with a grain of salt. Read into that what you will. But I'm hearing that they want to do the Kabukis against the Divas of Doom and Bliss and Cross in a triple threat at WrestleMania. So, we'll wait and see. Yeah, I suppose we could give it an NA, I guess. But if I put a rating on it, it would probably be 2.5 at best. So, all right. Now we had... This might have been the segment of the night right here. We had the OC, the phenomenal AJ Styles and the Good Brothers, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. And this was all about the Phenomenal One. And the Phenomenal One called out The Undertaker. He threw down the gauntlet, and he says, I want to fight you at WrestleMania. And then from there, he went there. He went there by bringing up The Undertaker's wife, Michelle McCool.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he did. SmackDown's been known for going there. It's not often Raw goes there, but Raw went there. AJ went there. Talking about their relationship, and he basically said a lot of things that we had said over the years. That McCool might have used Taker's influence to advance her career, obviously. So, and then from there, he challenged him to a match at Mania, and that was it. But this was great. I mean, but the thing is, I definitely could have done without the line about making sure that Taker dies in the ring, and I can't say that bringing McCool into the angle does anything for me, but they needed a hook for the match, and the promo at least made it feel personal. If nothing else, it was nice to hear AJ deliver a serious promo rather than the gloating goofball promos that he's been doing as the leader of the OC. Now, there was a rumor going around saying that The Undertaker was going to be on the show tonight. Unfortunately, he was not. However, they have confirmed that next Monday night, as part of Austin 316 Day from Pittsburgh, Taker will be there, and he and AJ Styles are going to make it official. They're going to sign the contract. Ooh. And as the new Hall of Famer JBL always used to say regarding contract signings, it's not going to end well. Oh, no, it's not going to end well. So this was really well done, minus those couple of things that AJ said. But other than that, well done. So MF, next week in Pittsburgh on Austin 316 Day, Taker, AJ, they're going to make it official for Mania. How about it?
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is going to be a very interesting situation. I mean, AJ made it personal. And yeah, I don't know why you would do that, but it is what it is. So we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. It's gonna be very interesting to watch. So I got nothing else to add. So yeah,
Okay.
Anthony, it's yours.
All righty. Back to reality here with cutouts. A 24/7 championship match. Riddick Moss defending against Cedric Alexander. Riddick Moss successfully defends in 2 minutes and 10 seconds. And okay. And then moving on. Okay. Now we're going to have some fun. MVP showed up. And, he said he had a business proposition. And then who shows up? The Rated R superstar Edge. And then the Edge. Oh. I said earlier how Queen heel Charlotte Flair is the best Charlotte Flair. Angry, psychotic Edge is the best Edge. I always loved when Edge would go on those fiery, angry, psychotic-like promos. And this was freaking awesome. And then MVP goads him. Another example of Raw going there. He says, hey, how's your wife? Boom! Spear. Yeah, we all know that shtick from 10 years ago. And then Randy Orton shows up, tries to get the upper hand, and then Edge did something that I know is going to make MF very unhappy. He RKO'd Randy Orton. Yes. That was freaking awesome. And then Orton leaves, and then Edge with not one but two concertos to MVP. We didn't really get the official match announcement, but don't worry, it's coming. But I think we found the segment of the night right here, MF. This was freaking awesome. No comment? Got a lot of words?
No, it's just look. You need to add to the war. You
Yep.
needed to add to the battle. You needed to add to everything, and that was exactly what you wanted. Going to Mania. That was perfect. The storyline was good. It basically incorporated everything that you needed, and I had nothing bad to say. And no, this was perfectly done. This was a good storyline. This was a good battle. This was a good everything that you wanted. And I'm going to say it. I really enjoyed it. I liked it. I think it was solidly done. I mean, yes, MVP played the role really well by goading Edge to get him into that psychotic mentality, which was, how's your wife? Wrong thing to say, Montel, because boy, if looks could kill, he wanted it to murder you. And he did. He destroyed you. And then you kind of feel, if you're Randy Orton, you kind of feel like, uh-oh, did I go too far? Did I now put myself in a bad position leading to WrestleMania? Because of the fact that now Edge is really different, really strong, more powerful. Because now he's blinded by the anger of what happened to his wife. So that's where the real question begins. So we'll wait and see. This is gonna be very interesting. This is gonna be really good. I like it. All right, man. Let's go.
Yeah. Segment of the night for me. Now, I did not expect to see MVP play a part in this, and I'm guessing that ends here. But it gave Edge someone to attack, since it would not have made any sense for him to get too much revenge on Orton before WrestleMania. So that was freaking awesome. I mean, angry Edge is the best Edge. That's all I can say on that. So, all right. And then they showed another well done video package. Paul Heyman putting over Brock Lesnar and all the names he took out over the years and his dominance. And then Drew McIntyre had a rebuttal, and he made the vow that he's going to beat Brock Lesnar and win the title at WrestleMania. I 100% agree. I believe he will do that. So, but we'll get into that, down the line. But all I know is that video package was well done. Well done. And then from there, we closed this out for a 2-for-1 deal. Seth Rollins against Aleister Black. Aleister Black won by disqualification, 7 minutes and 35 seconds due to outside interference from Buddy Murphy. And then all hell breaks loose. AOP shows up. And then the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders. And it leads into, and then they restart the match with an 8-man tag match. No Aleister Black. It was the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders against Rollins, Murphy, and the AOP. Rollins, Murphy, AOP. They win the match 23 minutes and 55 seconds. And then Kevin Owens came out, and but ultimately Seth Rollins got it in the end. So now, as far as Rollins and Black goes, that's an automatic NA. It was thrown out. I mean, it was getting really, really good. I thought they would do something to get out of the Black and Rollins match, and that's why it was not advertised before the show. I don't know why they never even bothered to advertise it, but I know it wasn't worth giving away when the first time billing could have been saved for a showdown fight down the road. But, it is what it is. But the 8-man tag, I guess we'll never know what amazing main event they had planned for this episode before they turned this into the 8-man tag. But I'm still not really keen on seeing Rollins and his crew in these 8-man tag main events on a regular basis. But the match filled the time. Everyone worked hard. And the post-match angle continued the build to the apparent Rollins versus Owens match at WrestleMania. So this was, to me, by default, the fight of the night. I'm going to give this about 3.5 to 4 stars. And another incredible performance by Montez Ford. I mean, not just because of his athletic ability, but also he's been doing something that MF has been digging lately. Yes, MF, he did the Ultimate Warrior rope thing that you love so much.
I saw it.
I thought of you. I thought of you when he did it. So, and I know, and I was saying somewhere right now, MF is bouncing around like Tigger right now because he's going nuts. And I'm like, I know how much you love it.
Homeboy was, you know what? They said he was, you know how they always talk about bringing the smoke? Boy, he was smoking once he started going into that warrior rage mode, as I like to call it.
Ooh, yeah.
That was getting me all jacked up, fired up, and ready for anything. So yeah, absolutely. I mean, does it stink? Was it horrible that it ended that way? Absolutely. But, you know, at the end of the day, solid main event. Obviously, Alistair versus Rollins is a throwaway. We can't rate that fight. It's an absolute throwaway.
Mm-hmm.
But the other match, the main event, the 8-man, was a really good fight. A really good fight, a really good match. I enjoyed it. I could say this was definitely fight of the night. I could give this at least 3.5 to 3 3/4. That's my rating for it. But the ending was never in doubt. Obviously, they're going to want to give Rollins a momentum. They're going to want to make him a strong leader or a strong competitor. Owens showing up was not surprising, and Rollins gets the upper hand again as the Monday Night Messiah. Now the question that I think we all got to think is, will Rollins get the win at WrestleMania, or will they give Owens the win? Are they going to give Owens a WrestleMania moment for himself as the winner of this next fight? When they fight at Mania, are they going to give him the victory? I think that's the biggest question going in, but I don't know. To be real honest with you, I don't know it. So we'll see.
All right. Overall review, MF, good, middle, bad, what?
It's in the middle. It's definitely in the middle. I'm going to say 6 out of 10. Like you said, it wasn't the worst Monday Night Raw, but it wasn't the best either. It definitely had its moments. But I thought there was more good than bad. I think that's the best way to say it. There were more good than bad. Obviously, there were cutouts along the way. There was some matches that maybe could have been better. But all in all, solid show. 6 out of 10. Anthony, it's yours.
I'm going to meet you in the middle. 6 to 6.5. That's how I feel. It was an interesting show. They kicked the build to WrestleMania, the full-on build to WrestleMania, into another gear. No question. To break it down, the first hour, started off with that very good Becky and Shayna hype segment for their bout at Mania. Another great match with Ray and Garza. And then a good little hype segment with Rhea and Charlotte to close that out. And then Bobby Lashley. The only downside was Lashley squashing Ryder. Second hour, you had Drew McIntyre making quick work of Eric Rowan. The women's tag match was all right. Styles officially calling out Taker for Mania in a very good promo segment. And closed with Riddick Moss successfully defending the 24/7 belt. Fine hour there. And then in the third hour, that red hot Edge and Orton segment where Edge got minor payback before destroying MVP. That awesome video package with that Drew versus Brock video package with Heyman and McIntyre. That was really good. And then closed out with Seth and Aleister Black in that 8-man main event, which was solid. Solid post pay-per-view show with some good setup for next week, as we continue the build. to WrestleMania next week. AJ Styles and The Undertaker signed the contract for their Mania bout. And also the Hall of Famer himself, Stone Cold Steve Austin. He will be there as well. You can only imagine what Stone Cold's going to have in store for all of us. So I, for one, cannot wait to see what the Texas Rattlesnake has for all of us. So it's going to be fun. So very much looking forward to next week's show in Pittsburgh. No question. So with that being said, let's get into my Tony's take real quick, and we will start it off with Impact Wrestling, and yes, which featured a history-making main event, which we'll get into at the end. We started it out with what do we have? A non-title match. World Tag Team Champions, the North, Ethan Page, Josh Alexander, defending against TJP and Falaba. TJP and Falaba, they go over. They win the match, 9 minutes and 15 seconds. Co-fight of the night. It's not often I say it, but co-fight of the night on this show. 3.25 stars. Good opener. Challengers pick up the win. Championship committee moment, you have to believe. And it keeps the fun feud going. Moose went up against Petey Williams. Moose won the match, 10 minutes and 15 seconds. 2.75 star. Pretty good power versus speed match with Moose rightfully getting the win here. AC Romero against Joey Ryan. AC Romero wins in 5 minutes and 15 seconds. It was a 2-star match. It was all right, but more about signaling a character change from Ryan. No disqualification match from the Knockouts. Su Yung against Jessica Havoc. Su Yung wins in 9 minutes and 20 seconds. 2.5 stars. It was solid, but didn't really make the best use of the stipulation. Lacked some real intensity and hate considering the tone of their feud. Johnny Swinger and Disco Inferno against the Deaners. Deaners win the match, 4 minutes and 55 seconds. This was the worst fight of the night. 2 stars. Not going to go any further. And then the history-making main event. First time ever, 2 women battled for the recognized Men's World Heavyweight Championship. The World Heavyweight Champion, Tessa Blanchard, defending against perhaps her greatest knockout rival, Taya Valkyrie. When all was said and done, the winner of the match, 15 minutes and 15 seconds, and still Impact Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion, Tessa Blanchard. This was the other co-fight of the night, another 3.25 stars. Good main event. They cut out almost all of the usual Taya and Bravo nonsense that usually drag things down, and it was mostly enjoyable. So that's all I can say on that. 6.25 out of 10. It was a solid show that was bookended by 2 good matches. That the opening match and the main event. And those were the 2 fights of the night. So those came out really good. So really nothing more to say. Let's get into real quick what we can expect on the next Impact Wrestling, which will be airing tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, over on Access TV, with an encore at 11, or on Twitch if you want to do that with MF. So Rhino went up against Madman Fulton. Plenty of post-match activity in that one. The Rascals against the Desi Hit Squad. Daga against Jay Christ. Jordan Grace against another one of Madison Rain's new knockouts, Lacey Ryan. The Impact debut of Chris Bay. Chris Bay, he squared off against Damian Drake. And in the main event, the 5th and final match of the Best of 5 series for the Call Your Shot trophy. Unbreakable Michael Elgin against Eddie Edwards. With an ending that's going to be so interesting. You are not going to want to miss it. Wait till you see how that one ends. And I'm reading it now, and all I can say is, oh boy, I can't wait to see the pay-per-view. That's all I can say on that. So that's going to be one hell of a main event. So that's really all there is to say on that. So that all goes down tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, with an encore at 11 on Access TV. Or if you don't have Access TV, very simply go over with MF over on Twitch and you can watch it from there. So now let's quickly get into 205 Live. Isaiah Swerve Scott against Arya Davari. Isaiah Swerve Scott wins in 8.5 minutes. 2.5 stars. It was solid. Scott looked great. Davari not so much, but it is what it is. And then Tony Nese and Mike Kanellis against Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch. Nese and Kanellis go over 8 minutes and 40 seconds. A little bit better than the opener. It was 2 3/4 of a star. Better than the opener. They worked well together, but not really a good energy to it. 6 out of 10. That's all I can give it. It featured the final hype for that big 5-on-5 Survivor Series like elimination match. It was an overall fine but forgettable show. So Friday night following SmackDown 205 Live, that huge Survivor Series like elimination matchup. Team NXT against Team 205 Live. Tyler Breeze, Isaiah Swerve Scott, Oni Lorcan, and Danny Burch. Oh, I guess somebody got taken out, so maybe there's a mystery man on the NXT team. Against Tony Nese, Jack Gallagher, the Brian Kendrick, Mike Kanellis, and Arya Davari for 205 Live. So that's really all there is to say on that, and that will put the bow on this edition of Ridiculously Raw. We want to thank you all so very much for tuning in. We will next be with you Wednesday night, 10:30 as always, I'm sure. MF, is that correct? So, yep. So, okay. So, 10:30 Wednesday night Mayhem. We'll be reviewing AEW Dynamite and NXT, and that's it. No more previews, reviews, or anything else. It's going to be all about AEW Dynamite and NXT. We're going to be going back to normal this upcoming week. Thursday night, Strictly Sports. I know MF said he was going to recap the UFC 248, including, and don't think I didn't notice what you said on Facebook, a 5-star match on that show. So I definitely want to, you said something about a 5-star match on the UFC 248, MF?
I will get into it. Yeah, it was epic. It was amazing. Plus, guys, it's championship week. So
right.
All the major conference championships in college basketball, ACC, Big East, Big 10, Big 12, SEC, Pac-12. We're going to cover it all from beginning to end.
Yes, absolutely. What are we doing? How are we doing that?
Basically the same way like we've been doing it in the last few years.
What, like recapping, or predicting?
Predicting, thinking who's going to be the team that's going to win each conference.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they should be starting up right around then.
Yeah.
So, but I think they'll probably be right around first or second round.
Some of them might be first round, second round, and I know a few of them will be like in the quarterfinals at that point, in certain instances. So yeah, but we do always preview it, so we're gonna do that.
Absolutely.
And go from there.
All right. So the recap of UFC 248, the championship week, and week number 6 of the XFL.
You got it.
And that's pretty much it. So shouldn't we do championship week as the main event because of the timing?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think what we'll do, we'll recap UFC 248, then we'll do our week 6 preview for the XFL, and then we'll close it out with the championship week stuff. So there you have it. So that'll be on Thursday at 10. There's your docket for Strictly Sports right there. And then Friday night at 10:30, back with MF for the Cerebral Smack Talk. We'll run down Friday Night SmackDown. Jeff Hardy will be there. And also, what I found very interesting, apparently Paige is going to confront Bayley. Oh, okay. You got my attention. So that'll be very interesting to see how that all goes down. And then time to be determined on Sunday night. As you know, Sunday is Selection Sunday. Time to be determined. It will be I believe it will be our 9th annual already. My gosh.
Yeah.
Our 9th annual Strictly Sports Selection Sunday special. We'll break down all the seedings and the pairings, and then ultimately who we think will go to the Final Four, and who we ultimately think will cut down the nets on Monday night, April the 6th. Wow, what a time to be alive. That's all I know. So, time to be determined. We'll figure that out, and we'll get back to you as soon as we have it. So, that'll be on Sunday night, and then next week, Ridiculously Raw. So that's it. So until Wednesday night for Wednesday Night Mayhem, it's your Ridiculously Over Good Brother Anthony Florio here for good old MF Michael Fletcher, and in spirit, the Phenom Michael Bullock, the Twisted Angel D.D. Woodson, and always and forever the Hardcore Pipe Bomb Derek Ferrera. You know the routine, everybody. Thumbs up. Talk to you later. Yeah. Throw to Fortune Forest style. Bye for now, my friends. God bless. Be good to each other. Have a blessed couple of days. And until Wednesday night for your Wednesday Night Mayhem, you were watching Ridiculously Raw right here on the Tone 25 on YouTube and StreamYard.com. And remember, my friends, no matter what anyone tells you, wrestling is indeed actually real. For everybody who has been a part of this one, for now, Anthony Florio, so long. Bye, everybody. Bye.